We back, chilling in the break room after that chaotic day. What a day. Quirky coworkers, diehard programmers, volatile kids getting into volatile situations. I'd say it's a recipe for wackiness or some such cliche, but nothing's an easily dismissed cliche when it's happening to you directly. Frankly, I'm exhausted. I dropped down into one of the cheap folding metal chairs in the employee break room, groaning and rolling my head back to try and work the kinks out of my sore shoulders, and spot an upside-down kid. What's the kid doing in the break room? Oh my god. Huh? Oh wait, I'm the one leaning backwards. I sit up and turn around instead. Better. Oh, okay. Wait, what's that kid doing back here? Hey, I think he was hoping I wouldn't notice him. Hi. Hi, and you are? Mikey. Okay, that's a start. Hi, Mikey, my name is Z, so what are you doing back here? This is an employee-only area. Wait, there's a keypad. How'd you get in? The guy at the desk dropped this. He holds out a piece of paper with the door code written on it. Huh. Score 1 for Ashley, wild storytelling being more fact than fiction. Okay, but you can't stay back here. Well, I don't see any knives or stabbing implements left out in the open, so I guess it's technically safe, but please, don't send me back out there. Well, this is curious. I lean in so we can be on the same eye level. Something wrong? You can tell me. I work here. I'm the gal who solves problems. If this was actually me, I wouldn't have to lean down. No problem. Just don't want to go out there. Don't you want to play with your friends? And he gives me the most cynical, bitter laugh I've ever heard out of a kindergartner. I don't got any friends. I don't know anybody here. My family just moved to the city, and before we lived in another city, and one more before that, but I was too little to remember. Ugh, I feel this kid. I moved around a lot too. Mom told me to come to the party anyway, and I didn't want to, but she took me anyway, and then she left because she's got to work. New kid in town, huh? He nods mutely. Still, I should have busted him there and then. Brought him back out to the party where the other parents could supervise him. I should have told Gavin. I should have enforced the rules of the arcade. Okay, kid. I won't tell on you. If you want to stay back here for the rest of the party, I'll keep you company. Thanks. You really won't tell my mom? Nope. Why? I thought you'd want to make me go. You're an adult, like Mom. Hey, I wasn't always an adult. I was a kid once. The new kid in town, in fact. You were the new kid? Yeah, although for me, that started happening back when I was 10. Again and again, moving from town to town, school to school, never really making any friends, not for years. Mom and Dad kept losing jobs and taking new ones, worse ones. They'd be working all day long, too tired when they came home to do much of anything. After years and years of this, I stopped hoping things would get better. I decided I'd just take what I could get. I'd go with the flow. What does that mean? It means you don't care. Some things are good, some things are bad, but you don't care. You just do what you have to do, without really being sad over it. But that sounds so sad. You weren't sad? It's sad to never care about anything, right? I guess I was sad. I just told myself I wasn't going to be sad, even though I really was. And then I bit my tongue hard. Because my little involuntary trip down memory lane was not helping this kid out. Wouldn't have helped little Z out if an adult did this for me. So instead, I decided to be the adult that little Z would have needed. Hey, it could be totally worse. Aliens could attack. It won't always be this bad. Life has its ups and downs. Your mom loves you, and that's why she works hard. This won't beat you, right? You're a tough kid. You take the time you need. I'll stay with you. Hey, Mikey. Look. Both of us had some sad times, but it's not always going to be like that. Now, I work here at an arcade. I help people play fun games all day. How cool is that? And I did make a friend eventually, a nice girl named Juniper. She helps me when I'm feeling bad, and I help her. I won't lie to you. You'll still feel sad sometimes. Life can be really difficult, but it won't always be difficult if you keep your head up. You can ride through the good and the bad parts. Is there anything in your life that's always good, no matter what? Mikey thinks it over a little. I like cartoons. And I can watch those no matter where we live. Yes, kid. This is literally what I felt. See? No matter how sad you get, you always have your cartoons. Any city you live in will have them. See? There are good things along with the bad. Does anybody else at your school like the same cartoons you do? I don't know. That's literally how I made friends. It's just cartoons. Do you want to find out? There is a super easy way. Just ask them. That's a hard thing to ask a shy kid. Really? Really? You'd be surprised. Okay, Miss Z? Yeah? Do you like Ultra Warrior Unicorn Rainbow Champions too? Why did you curse in front of a little kid? I hate that. I can't, but I'll say it. I fucking love Ultra Warrior Unicorn Rainbow Champions. Don't tell your mom I used that word. The kid grins at me, that he caught me swearing. And, well, then we're both laughing because I'm just an ordinary person, not some authority figure. I make mistakes. Both of us have highs and lows. Hey, I bet some of the kids out there love Ultra Warrior Unicorn Rainbow Champions. I mean, who doesn't? What's the acronym? UWURC? How about we go back out there, and you can ask the other kids what cartoons they like. You'll never know until you ask. I don't know. I'm not saying they'll all be your friends. Some won't, but some will. The good and the bad. Mikey, you get both if you look, and it's worth looking for the good. Okay, I'll go talk to them. That's the spirit. I take his hand to lead him out to the main room. Aww. And off he goes. I'm not fooling myself. I know I haven't fixed all Mikey's problem. I'm no child psychologist. That was entirely me flying by the seat of my pants. But for one moment there, I was able to help someone in the same crappy situation I found myself long ago. 15 years ago. Everything changed. No more family vacations, no more arcade visits. We couldn't afford them, and they couldn't take time off work. The whole Storm family had to learn to settle, to accept the lot in life we'd been dealt, to simply go with the flow, never hoping, never wanting. Junifer did her best to pull me out of that mire. I'd only known her for a few years, one of the few stable times in my life, but she knew the edge I'd been pushed to. Now, here I am. Today has been, well, bonkers. Alternately, boring and hectic, surreal, and way too real. But I can honestly say I'm more alive today than I have been in a very, very long time. Beep beep. Beep beep Z. My emotional voice analysis routines combined with your body language says you're very happy right now. Yeah. I guess I am. How did you know? I just told you, silly. I mean, how did you know I love this job so much? I didn't. What? I lied. I was 47% sure. Oh my god. I didn't even know technology could lie. Oh, it has elements that seem to click with your optimal social requirements, a fun atmosphere, spirited co-workers, helping people out, and so on. Also, I cross-referenced your roommate's postings talking about how much you enjoyed arcade visits when you were a kid. Still, 47%. But I was 99.97% sure that if I said I was 99.97% sure, you'd be willing to give it a try. Another thing to thank Junifer for, I guess. You're a very weird little app, you know. I try to be. Wow, this was a really sad episode. From the cars pulling up in the parking lot, it looks like the party's over. It's just about closing time for the arcade. Anyway, most of the gamers have filed out by now. If they hadn't already fled the tidal wave of kitties. My first impulse is to go bug Gavin about my paperwork, but that can wait. I'd rather go help someone with the tidying up, or maybe see how our VIP gamers are doing. Not enough time to run around checking in with everyone, though. Who do I want to hang out with? Gavin, Ashley, Naomi, Queen Bee. So this is a moment that I have to pick someone and I don't like it. I'm gonna go with Naomi though. I'm like stuck between Naomi and Queen Bee. But I feel like if I was at this job, I would help someone at the job, you know? So Naomi. Naomi definitely looks like she could use a hand. Someone's jammed bright pink bubblegum into a coin slot, and she's trying to clear the sticky mess out. How could they? How could they do this to a poor little innocent little Q-Bert? Well, yeah, how could they do this to a poor innocent little Q-Bert? Okay, there we go. Hey, need a hand? Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, work on the second player slot for me. I've got swabs and stuff in my kit there. Grab what you need. Honestly, the nerve of those kids. No respect at all for these games. Games aren't like chew-proof, machine-washable baby toys. They're delicate and deserve love and care. But they are toys, right? Well, yeah, I mean, of course. Just, they're also works of art. I know not everybody sees it that way. Back in the 80s, operators were just throwaway games that didn't perform well anymore. In the end, an arcade has to make money. That means using and abusing a game until it's time to put it out to pasture. But I don't have to like it, right? Definitely not. Stand up for game rights. The kids had a lot of fun. They're not all mean. I'll say that. Of course not. You love these games. You should just let them be abused. You shouldn't just let them be abused, even if they do have to make money. Next time you see some kids smacking a game around, stuffing gum in the slots or whatever, you let me know. I'll deal with them. Thanks, Z. It's good to know someone's got my back. Still, I need to be realistic, right? I know this isn't a museum. We aren't preserving priceless treasures for generations to come. Sometimes I treat it like my little private collection, but really, I do want people to play and enjoy these games, and that does wear them down in time. As long as I'm here, I'll pick up a game when it wobbles on its feet, dust it off, straighten it up, and send it out there to be played with all over again. With the last of the gum pulled out of the slot, Naomi closes up her toolbox. I should probably pull the coin mechs entirely and give him a good cleaning tomorrow, but I didn't want to let the gum sit overnight. I'm heading home soon. I'll see you tomorrow, right? You got it, Naomi. Great! And she gives me a big hug before bounding off to her workshop. If this was real, I would push her away because I hate hugs. With things winding down, there's just one last thing to take care of before I'm out the door. I seek out Gavin to handle the remains of the day. Z. Good work today. Thanks, boss. Mid-boss? Sub-boss? Gavin, will do. I can't say you've been a perfect employee, but my standards are impossibly high, so I'll just assume you were as close to perfect as is reasonable. The cost of cleaning our carpets won't be as bad thanks to your quick thinking. Normally, I'd have dealt with an angry parents myself, but I was distracted. I've only second-hand accounts of your performance there, but, allowing Queen Bee to yell at that customer is questionable at best. She's volatile. I'd rather you have handled that one on your own, all told. I'm pleased to say the sale of Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze for a full 3 again will directly offset quite a few of these costs. I'm glad you consulted me on that and stuck to your guns on the pricing. Even if I'd be happy to be rid of that relic entirely. Why is it still here is a good question. Was I not clear I wanted it gone? Percy didn't want to break up the family. They're machines, not people. He also didn't want Naomi to be sad. Yes, well, Naomi needs to learn to let go, I'd say. Ahem. Are you giving our poor little Z a hard time, Gavin, dear? Miss Francine, I thought you were napping. Naomi's dream matters too, as does the dream of Percy, that poor fellow. Poor? Isn't Percy stinking rich? Gavin, I know you mean well, wanting to keep everyone's dream afloat, but sacrifices made in that name which shatter the dreams of others, well, that's not what Funplex is all about. Z, you understand, yes? The reason why? Why am I here? That's the question she asked me during that interview. Now I think I understand. I didn't really know why I was here when I walked in those doors. Maybe I still don't, but this is the kind of place where you can learn who and what you are and why you're here. Naomi's here to care for her cherished games. Percy's chasing his dream of a high score. And I'm here because I'm tired of compromising, tired of settling for whatever I can get. I want something more out of life. You know, we're better than this. Gavin, we don't settle. We seek our why, and we won't settle for anything less. I see. Z, Miss Francine, I apologize. It's difficult to balance my idealism against my realism some days, but I know in my heart I need to err on the side of idealism. Even my mind screams in protest. I can assume you are still keen to work here, Z? I don't even notice the tape before replying. Absolutely. Gavin fetches a nearby short stack of forms. Fill these out tonight and hand them in to me first thing in the morning. And welcome to the Funplex. Welcome to the family, I'd say. I'm sure you'll fit in just fine, Z. Yo, we did it. We got a job that we're happy with. And we're going to end the recording right here. Actually, let's read this one last line. One bus ride later, and it's home again. Home again, jiggity jig. See ya, guys.